happy Wednesday, everybody. Mark again here on WeatherMan Plus. I got a new video for you on this channel for today. Not only am I going to update you on the coming temperatures, that's showing at least about 10 days of these cooler temps and very low dew points. So these dew points will reach all the way to the south, and y'all will feel them and have some very cool nights as well. And what's going on with the tropics, because I'm showing some big information coming up. I'm going to give you some big updates on what we have coming, and you can see for the next 6 to 10 days that you're going to be well below average on the East Coast because we're still going to be in that positive pattern. And as you go to the 14 days, this is going to expand all over the South and the Southeast as well. Very low dew points. It's really going to feel really nice at night. It's going to heat back up throughout the day, but you're going to have some very cool nights coming. Matter of fact, if you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long on this channel. Everybody in my community been knowing about this cool front coming for over 11 days now. I know somebody you might be watching might be telling you about this now or the last couple of days. They really don't read the information because the data tells you everything before it goes into these model deterministics that they do show you. Just like hurricane season. They tell you, oh, August is about to pop off. Same people are telling their stories and changing their stories, saying, oh, now September is about to pop off. They really don't know what's going on. They don't know how to read the data. I'm showing that we have a potential for a longer bust than August. And people in my community have been knowing that August was going to be no hurricanes for the whole month. You like to stay updated on the weather, not just what the weather models show you. You like to know about the data, which comes out first. Make sure you subscribe because I am pretty much the only weather channel out there that shows you this data and explains it to you so you know exactly what is coming. I use the same data to show Texas about that big freeze that they had. I showed them almost 30 days ahead of time. So they had a lot of time to prepare for that, people that did watch the channel. And y'all know how bad that did get. Nobody else knew about it because they can't read the data. And if you think that September is really going to pop off, I'm showing something very much different with the euro, and it has been steady for a long time now. Matter of fact, in 1914, not only our First World War, but we only had one storm in September for our hurricane season in 1914. So it's not uncommon, all the sinking air in our MDR, because Euro is still showing sinking air all the way to the middle and beyond of September. But 1914, we literally had one storm in September, and that was it. Of course, National Hurricane Center just has this one wave we have now downgrading completely because it's just going into an unfavorable environment. People here have been knowing about this for quite some time. No big worries on that. But they have updated their global tropics. So from August 17th all the way to August 23rd, they are expecting a cyclone, tropical depression, or greater strength right here on the western side of the MDR. And I'm showing that this is still going to curve out to the north, to the Atlantic, no big deal. Matter of fact, I'm showing the next few waves is going to be a little bit northern coming off the coast of Africa. And not only with the dust, but they are going to curve up to the north. But until then, from August 10th all the way to August 16th, they are expecting a development of a tropical cyclone right here in the eastern Pacific. And I'm showing that the next couple of waves are still going in that direction. Now, we also help feed the hungry people here. All the links are in the description if you want to help out with that, help feeding the hungry. Please help if you can. It does do a lot of good for a lot of people that cannot afford food right now. Also, generators. Every month I'm giving away generators with solar panels, trying to help the community a little bit, give a little bit of the give back to the people that's been helping for so long. And we are probably looking at pulling another name tomorrow because I have not heard once again from the winner, and today makes 48 hours. So if I don't hear from them by the end of the day today, tomorrow there will be another winner. Now, as we look at the update from the potential velocity anomaly according to the GFS, the Euro, everything we can get as far as data. If you've never been here before, this lets you know when you have lift or sinking air in your area. So lift is favorable, sinking air is unfavorable. And you can see we still have that system that's going out to the northeast, still going to be in the Atlantic Ocean, no worries from that. While we still have some lift coming off the MDR, sinking air, then some more lift as we go towards the 25th of August. Now, GFS is showing that we do have an anomaly coming sometime around the 22nd through the 24th and 25th. And you can see how this is a little bit westward, where it's going to be into the eastern Pacific, maybe the far western Gulf of Mexico, big group of energy going over Mexico and forming in the eastern Pacific. This is not coming towards us. Now you can also see here on your precipitable water that it does form up in the eastern Pacific in the teens. Now that is expected by global tropics, as well as the next one coming by the Central America and forming into the eastern Pacific as well. That one gets a little close towards Mexico, but that's right around the 20th all the way to the 23rd, 24th. That's where that wave is going. That was the 0Z. You can also see with the next run, the 6Z is showing the same information. We are getting a next development in the eastern Pacific, and that next wave is going into the eastern Pacific, as well as the potential for the next wave to go into the eastern Pacific. This is where everything has been going. This is where everything will continue to keep going. Anything comes off the MDR is headed north. Now, when you look at a potential velocity anomaly according to the Euro, and the Euro is a better model. For those that don't know, most places you have to pay to get the information and the data from the Euro. There's very few and far between that gives it away for free. So as you can see, the storm in the northeast as well, still showing offshore. And from the MDR, the main development region, you have lift coming off the coast of Africa, but you can see how the lift is going less and less as we go towards the middle of September. So we have all this sinking air in all of our region. That storm from the 21st, 22nd, showing it a lot weaker to the Euro, but the Euro is confirming it is more to the west, is going to be in the eastern Pacific, as well as more sinking air. Another weak anomaly, maybe by September 6th, probably going to the eastern Pacific. More sinking air, plus another anomaly coming September 15th or 16th. Still too far to the west. This is in the eastern Pacific as well, with more sinking air coming after that. Kind of looking like 1914, guys, where we have one storm in September so far. And this has been steady with the Euro. If you've never been here before, Euro has been showing this for a very long time with no changes. Matter of fact, as we look at our velocity potential, according to the Euro, the EPS, the long range of the Euro, this is an ensemble prediction system. This is giving confidence in your forecast for medium to long range for the Euro, and that's what it was made for. Now you have a lot of lift over here off the MDR, but you have a lot of sinking air over our region, and this white right here is considered a neutral phase. Now this is for the first 5 days. Then when you go from 5 days to 10 days out, you still have a lot of lift coming off the MDR. You still have a lot of sinking air coming into our region. When you go from 10 to 15 days out, this is all 5 days at a time, you still have a lot of sinking air in our region and a lot of lift coming off the coast of Africa. Then as you go all the way from 15 days to 20 days out, you see it still stays. We have lift over the MDR. We have sinking air over our region. That's all the way to August 23rd. Go 5 more days. We still have sinking air in our region. The lift is subsiding and getting less over the coast of Africa. As you go 30 days out, you still have sinking air in our region, and the lift is moving to the east, northeast off the coast of Africa. It's not coming in our direction. And this is all the way by September 7th. Go 5 more days. Then you see we still have the same problem. Sinking air in our region instead of lift. You go 5 more days. We still have that area. You go 5 more days all the way to September 22nd, just like I showed you with the Euro, that the EPS is agreeing. Not only are we going to be on a neutral phase coming off the coast of Africa, we still have sinking air in our region. So September is looking very close like 1914. So when you look for the whole basin and see what your chances are of getting a surface low, you can see we just in this pattern for quite some time. The next 10 days, nothing. Matter of fact, we have a building high pressure in the Atlantic that is just stopping everything. Anything that does come will go towards the Atlantic trough and get pulled to the north, weaken, and die. Matter of fact, when you look for chances for just getting a tropical depression according to the Euro, you can see how everything goes through the Central American gyre, and this wave heads north, dies out very quickly. I showed y'all why in the last few videos. And as you keep on going, as you go to the middle of August and towards late August, Still nothing. We have these cold fronts coming down, bringing all those nice temperatures, and you still got chances for front-induced lows. That's the only thing we can get would be a front-induced low in the Gulf, a front-induced low off the East Coast, and that is it. And that next wave is headed northern as well, and that's all the way to the 22nd of August. Check the chances of a tropical cyclone to form. You can see with the Euro that there really isn't any possible locations. We have that next wave coming off, strengthening back up possibly in the Atlantic, headed north, no big deal. And the next ones that come off the MDR, coming off weak, and I showed you why, they are headed to the north as well. Matter of fact, as we look at the ensembles according to the Euro, and you can see in all the ensembles that we don't have anything coming anytime soon. Anything that comes off the coast of Africa will meet up with this Atlantic trough, and it will help it pull it to the north, and nothing can really form. Just like you see here on the one, we get a lot of sinking air coming the 22nd of August, and that sinking air sticks around for quite some time. Then we get some more lift coming off the coast of Africa, and that's going to head north as well because of the pattern that we're going into. And that's by September 2nd. As you keep on going, you can see it heads to the north, nothing coming in our direction, maybe a front-induced low. That is it. Nothing is coming all the way to the middle of September. Now, once we get to the 17th, there is some lift that comes towards our Western Caribbean and our Gulf of Mexico, so we will stay updated on this. But so far, it's looking like no big deal. Everything gets pulled out into the Atlantic, and nothing is still forming. So here we are, September 22nd. And the most likely outcome is that we're going to have a lot of sinking air in our region, guys. And when you look at the NASA satellite to see the dust, not only is the dust sticking around for a while, I'm showing that this dust will stick around probably as we go into September as well. And you can see how it's taking a deeper dip of all this sinking air, all this dry air, very warm temperatures above that caps any storms that try and form. We have a lot of sinking air all the way to the 19th with the NASA satellite. And here's a shot off the coast of Africa. You can just see all this dust that just keeps coming and does not stop. You can also see this with the Euro when you look for your relative humidity to see what's going on exactly with our dry temperatures up there at 850 millibars. You can see all your sinking air, all your dust that comes off the coast of Africa is going to keep doing that for quite some time as it gets another plume coming off right around the 19th or 20th. And Euro is showing that wave is taking a northern track right off the coast of Africa. GFS is showing this as well. We're going to have all this very dry air, all this dust staying with us for quite some time. This is all the way to August 25th, and we're getting another plume of dust coming off the coast of Africa. You can see here from your shot from Africa that all this dry dust that we have coming through is just going to stick around for quite some time, not going nowhere. So of course you can see once again with the GFS, nothing is forming. Nothing is forming for over the next 2 weeks. And if anything does come off the coast of Africa, it will be a northern track, a way northern track. And we need a track to be a little more southern to come through our Caribbean. And the more northern they get, it don't have any chance going across the Atlantic. It always gets pulled around either a trough or a high pressure and just goes into the Atlantic. No big deal. But the cool fronts will continue to come. If you remember, it did last about 10 days. And you can see right here with your dew points that it does bring very nice dew points. All this blue is all 50s. The very light blue is in the 40s. But you can see it goes all the way down to the south. A lot of weak dew points. Now this will create storms. It will create fronts. But it does bring a lot of dew points all the way to the south. All the way to August 18th. You have 50 dew points coming all the way to the south of the U.S., bringing very crisp air. It don't have all that humidity. Now from the south, normally about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're sweating at the bus stop because usually it's 90 to 100% humidity and very strong dew points in our area. Well, you're going into the 18th, you're going to sleep really good, some very cool dew points throughout the night and throughout the day. As you go through your day, the hottest part of the day around 4 p.m., you still got 50 dew points and maybe 60s roaming around the south. Now, this is not your temperatures. Your temperatures will be different. You will be hot throughout the day, but this will make some very crisp and cool nights as well, and bring in the 50s right across the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast. And maybe towards the end of August, even cooler temperatures coming down. Maybe get down to the 30s and 40s. Now this is all the way by August 25th, but you can see right here with your dew points. It's just unbelievable amount of dry air that is coming through. And when you have a lot of heat, there's nothing better than some very low dew points, because anything that's 70 or 80, you're just going to be sweating. You're going to be feeling them temperatures. But all these 50s that come through all the way to the south and the southeast will bring some very crisp nights. It won't be so sticky for you guys. The heat will come back throughout the day, but we are in this positive pattern where these cold fronts are going to stay from the center to the east coast of the U.S. still. But look at all these 50 dew points. Coming at night only so far. Throughout the day, it does heat back up, but these 50 dew points just stick around for quite some time. It will be a positive pattern where you get these dew points. Then we might go to a slight bit of a negative pattern where the heat comes back for a little bit, but then the cold front comes right back again towards the end of August. And this will bring you cooler temperatures again, just like you had before. It will bring some nice 40s and 50s to the area, traveling all the way to the northeast as well. And that's the coldest spill so far, is by August 25th. But the temperatures will start stretching all the way down as you go towards Tuesday on the 16th. You're going to be waking up in the 50s. It's going to warm up again in the south and the southeast. But look at them. The highs are now still 80s and 100s in the deep south. But everybody else, their high temperatures are in the 70s for the day. And not only in the 60 to 70s, but your dew points are in the 50s. So it's going to feel so good for so many people as all these cool fronts come down for quite some time, lowering your dew points. It will create some severe weather, because when you have these warm temperatures, all this tropical moisture being pulled up from the Gulf, these cold fronts coming down, that clash will create severe weather. But let's keep it on the positive end. Let's talk about these nice temperatures that is going to be rolling through and maybe coming back again as you go towards the end of August. You're still going to be feeling all these very warm, very hot temperatures, unfortunately, in the central plains of the U.S., and it will stay that way for quite some time as you stay into this positive pattern as we go into these troughs of the cold fronts on the east side of the U.S. So the temperatures will stay there for quite some time. Then as we get a little bit of a dip of a negative pattern, the heat will come back to the east just a little bit after these cool fronts. But then these cool fronts are going to come right back towards the end of August once again. And so far, the best point of these dew points I'm showing is around the 18th. When y'all go to bed, y'all going to be down into the 50s on your dew points. It's going to be very crisp. It's going to feel very good. And you can see it for the whole country. The whole country is just going to be in a lot of very low dew points, except for Texas, Louisiana, southern half of Mississippi, Florida. I'm sorry, it's hard to reach y'all way down there. But everybody is going to be covered in all these very low dew points for quite some time as we stay into this pattern, and possibly happen again. Now, if you've never been here before, when you look at your Pacific North American pattern, when you're going into that negative, that's when y'all have all that heat. Y'all remember all that heat that I told you you're going to have. But when you go into positive, that's when you're going to get this very high ridge on the west side, get this trough on the east side, and it's going to pull down all this cold air from the north. And this is going to last for a good bit of time. Check your pattern for the Pacific North American pattern and see what's going on between the Euro and the GFS. The Euro is agreeing that we are going to stay into this positive pattern all the way to at least 19th or 20th of August. Very low dew points, very cool temperatures coming through for a lot of you that do want it and do need it. When you look at the long range for the Euro, the EPS, not only do you see this very positive pattern we're going into, there is a little dip around the 19th through the 21st and 22nd where the heat does return just a little bit, but then it goes either right back into a positive pattern or the heat is going to continue to stay. So it's a little too far to be sure, but it is confirming the first cool front coming through all the way to the 20th. I'm still showing we got about 10 days of it. But when you look at the GFS is agreeing also that we're going to be out of this heat, go into a positive pattern all the way maybe towards the end of August. It did show this heat coming back once before on a previous run. Their latest run confirms that it will stay in a positive pattern, and keeping all these cool fronts, all these low dew points at night for you guys will stay around for the rest of August. And you can see right here, when you look at all of North America, you can see it pulls these cold air down. You'll get all these cool fronts all through August. And as you go towards the end of August, this very cold air from being in this high ridge, going down into this trough, it gets pulled down. And there's a good chance that could bring some 40s instead of the 50s. It all depends on how deep this finger comes on down and affects the upper Midwest. But we still have more cold air coming towards the end of August. I know a lot of y'all has been dealing with flooding in the past, especially Kentucky, St. Louis, West Virginia. A lot of people had a lot of problems. And I've been seeing a lot of fear mongering going on out there about all these floodings that y'all gonna have. And since views did good on one video, they just reproduce the same thing day after day after day, feeding on your fear, and that's not right. I got this on NAM 3K, which I don't really like all that much because it's very overrated. But high resolution rapid refresh only does up to 48 hours. This does over 2.5 days, almost 3 days. So you can see the storms that are coming, and that is not really as bad as people say for you. But God bless all of you going through your flooding. I do wish the best for you. Now tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think this hurricane season is going to get a little stronger in September? A lot of people say it is without any evidence. That's because normally it would. If it's not going to be August, it would be September. But if you know or been paying attention to our weather patterns for the last 2 to 3 years, there's nothing normal about our weather pattern. We've been having historical, new averages, new this, new that. Every day is just a new historical, above average, never had before, 100-year storm. Nothing's normal anymore, guys. So comparing this season to last season or the season before would be a little bit ridiculous, because we're coming into new territory with hotter temperatures, hotter this, bigger that than we ever had before. So you really can't compare and just say by that fact alone, hey, September's going to pop up. If these people don't show you the data behind it, and it's just word to mouth, I guarantee the next word to mouth you're going to hear is, oh, I don't know. Go by the data. And so far, the data is showing that we're going to have a lot of sinking air for quite some time. Psalm 70. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. Make haste to help me, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after my soul. Let them be turned backward and put to confusion that desire my hurt. Let them be turned for a reward of their shame that say, aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. And let such as love thy salvation say continually, let God be magnified. But I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O God. Thou art my help and my deliverer. O Lord, make no tarrying. Amen. God bless you all today. Hope you have a very blessed Wednesday. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. God bless all of you. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father, our God. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a great day, everybody.